Welcome to Rainbow Radio, the Del Rainbow podcast, bringing you real conversations with creatives, intuitives, entrepreneurs, motivational speakers, and information seekers. Join us on our video stream to connect to the authentic people behind the voice. Here's our host, Bianca Gregg.
Hi everyone, welcome to Rainbow Radio. We're so excited to introduce you to our amazing next guest, Hanalei. Hanalei, thank you so much for joining us today, all the way from California. I'm so excited to chat with you.
Thank you guys. I'm so grateful, so honored to be here with you, B. I just love you so much, and I feel like
I love you.
an honor on my end. So I'm really, really thankful and really excited to chat about everything Abysse, everything about our story, and I'm super, super proud of you for doing this amazing show.
You're amazing.
It's an amazing platform for people just to talk and have their voices online, and just, it's so cool to have women empowerment like that. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love you so much. You were so special. I feel the exact same. I can't stop saying to you how honored I am for you to have your time and to be on here today, because the moment that I met you, I was absolutely blown away, and I just thought, wow, she's just such an incredible human. You inspire me all the time with everything that you're doing, and then meeting you and just every moment that I see your face, I literally can't stop smiling. It's cheek to cheek. You're just incredible. So, and I can't wait to, oh, sorry, what was that?
We fell in love with each other.
We did.
Yeah. Sisters.
Yes, soul sisters, exactly. And I'm so excited because I think everything that you're doing is just so amazing, and I can't wait to dive into that and educate people on all things Abysse and your journey, because you've had the most incredible journey in your life. But firstly, how is it like being back in Cali, because you've just gotten back home?
Yes, it's actually really nice. It's sunny and it's summer, so it feels really easy and breezy. The travel was a bit scary, but once we got home and settled, and we got a little puppy back, so it's been nice to sleep in our own bed and have our space. But it's such a weird time in the world, so I'm trying to stay grounded and just focus on the positive and see the good sides. I was in Australia for 3 months, which was so beautiful, and I was so lucky to be with my family. So I think we had the best of both worlds, being there and just felt so safe and so secure. And now being here, I feel like it's a good transition to get back to a little bit of a normal life, but still being super cautious and stuff. But it feels good. And we went to the beach today, so it feels like, okay, it's
nice.
We're back, and really sweet.
So good. And we were so lucky to have you in Byron for this whole time. I felt like it was just the nicest that you were just around the corner and we could see one another, and for you to enjoy that beautiful kind of summer here and be with your family and little Canyon, who, by the way, is the most beautiful little boy that I've ever met in my life. He is so precious and gorgeous.
He has such a good personality. And then Patrick and I say, are we biased? When it's your child, you're he's just a cool guy. He doesn't, he just goes, loves being outside. So we've had so much fun. And also we feel super blessed in this whole situation that we got to spend so much time with him every day and just really be focused on that. It's been cool.
So beautiful. And was it one of his first swims in the ocean that he had in Byron?
Yes, his first swim.
So special.
I know, so special. There's so many firsts during that trip for him. It was first crawl and first swim in the ocean and in the big pool, and oh gosh. He goes by so fast. It's chunk, and he's already almost walking. I'm like, what? Where's my baby?
Gosh. I know. And he was he even in the time that I've seen him, he's grown so quickly too. Just in that few months, I remember when he was just sitting on the couch, just kind of chilling little, and now he's crawling and sitting.
Let me get everywhere. Let me get my hands on anything you have. He's so cute though.
So beautiful. I feel too, he's such a direct reflection of you and Pat as well, just in terms of your beautiful nature, inside you're just the most beautiful human. You care about everyone. You've just got this amazing energy and positive attitude. And I feel from what I know, from what you've said about Pat, he has that too. So I feel Patton is just this, he just has these eyes where he just sees the world in just such a beautiful space, which is, just props to you guys for creating such an amazing little being.
Really touches my heart. I know everyone's telling me you're really calm. It's true. I do feel calm. I feel he feels my energy, so I try to be way like grounded, but he is. We're so lucky, and we're very lucky too, because we're surrounded by so many amazing people, and I have so many great role models. You know, my mom, Patrick's mom, Oliver, we have a lot of really good pillars, and I think that really it takes a village to raise a child. And it's true, like a lot of people say that, but it's like I'm so lucky to have so many resources and help, and so it makes my journey so much easier, and not feeling alone in that time I think is really, really, you know, important. And
definitely.
motherhood is such a wild journey. I mean, it's its own, I think you can only really understand when you go through it, the sacrifice and how selfless it is, just what your parents also did for you, because I think you always see your parents as like, you love them and they're the pillar of your world, but at the same time you take it for granted. And now for me being a mom, like, wow, my parents did that for me, like this, you know, it's there's hardship, but there's beauty, and it's been such a cool journey and cool time to kind of reflect on life. And even through everything we do with Pat, we always say like, wow, now we want to make the habits to just make the right choices for us, but for him, and that translates in everything we do, and also in business. So it's really cool that we can leave our life like, okay, like now that you through the eyes of our nugget. That is so fun.
That is so incredible. And like, what an amazing space to have had already with him, just in that short amount of time that he's been here. And like, he's just become a beautiful part of your life and lifestyle. And like, you're teaching him those ways for like the things that you love so much, like the ocean, and how that's, you know, been such a prevalent part of your life. And I mean, that's so amazing as well to hear you say how you feel so privileged, and now you understand your parents, and you just have this like immense honor and gratitude for everything. And I think when you're in that space too, like, I mean, having Kenyon, like, let's be honest, he is just absolutely divine. How could you not feel that 24/7? But like that gratitude and kind of stepping into each day and being like, wow, I'm so grateful I have this amazing baby, I have this beautiful family. And, you know, I just think that's just amazing. And I feel like that for everyone listening really captures who you are as an individual, which is why I'm so drawn to you. And I think that everyone else out there that's exactly why they're so drawn to you as well. And this impact that you have on everyone around you, you have this immense positivity and this just rainbows everywhere. For me, it's just like when I see you, it's just heaven. And I think that that's the impact that you make as an individual. And I'm just so excited to talk about how you filter that through Abysse too, and because everything holds that energy. So I think that when people understand who's behind, you know, a brand or creator or whatever that is, they really feel something deeper and understand like that's your love and your soul and your positive energy and your outlook in life that goes into that. So I'm really excited. So should we talk about Abysse?
Totally. I would love that. And to touch on what you said, I think that a lot of people, I think everyone runs their life or their business differently, but for me, and that's means so much to me that you just said that, because I do run my business like it's my baby. It's, you know, like my values are the business values, and it's the beauty of having a small business that we have so strongly implemented what I and my mom, that's my business partner,
love her so much,
into what we do. And I think that's what's beautiful, is that the business inherently then takes its own form, but it has the core of what I believe, which is, as you know, like my love for the ocean, or my whole story. It's almost like the capitulation of my story is creating Abysse, and now it's its own beautiful journey, and it teaches me now, which is really cool to see the circle of, you know, creating something and then like putting it out in the public and then having feedback and then just continually learning. So it's exciting.
That is so beautiful, and how amazing to have that space to grow and have that opportunity to just like you care about so much. It's so special.
That out. It's so cool.
Oh, it's so cool. And you truly do that within the brand. So you started the brand a number of years ago. You obviously from Tahiti. And so I guess the ocean is such a big part of your life. So I'd love to kind of touch on where this began. Like, where was it? What gave you the idea, and what kind of made you create the touch points within the brand and kind of get started?
Well, I think from my earliest memories, I've always had a really green mind. I've always been really interested by the environment. Since I was like 7, like pollution and things like that it's always had a really big impact on me. And obviously growing up in Tahiti, I mean, and you've been, you know how beautiful it is. It's just phenomenal. It's just, there's no words. It's like mountains and the ocean. And so I think it's been really ingrained in my story how beautiful nature is. And I've been really lucky with my family. We traveled since I was really young. We traveled the world. Both of my parents surfed, and they taught us how to surf. So I don't even remember not being in the ocean every day that we could. Like everything in our story kind of revolved around the ocean. And it was such a beautiful childhood that when I started traveling, and I became a pro surfer at the age of 14.
So
And
amazing.
so fun, like
So
obviously
awesome.
so dreamy. And we actually fell in love with Australia through surfing. We would go to Noosa, do the Noosa Festival.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that was how we started coming to Australia a ton. And I've always had this love for the ocean that just transpired through surfing. And it was such a beautiful time. And then starting to travel and just understand how the world works and how it is everywhere else. It just almost was a combination of all these little elements. Really, I just really wanted to create something that was bigger, that had an impact, and it had values that I believed in. And through my whole journey, it was so beautiful how everything flowed, because through being born in Tahiti and then just surfing professionally, I started modeling through Rip Curl, because I used to be sponsored by Rip Curl. I started doing their whole campaigns, interviews. So I kind of started modeling through surfing, which was, for me, felt really natural, because it was who I was. And I was not like, oh, I never wanted to be a model, but it just happened really naturally, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And so then I got this amazing exposure to the fashion world, which was really fun and exciting. And at the same time, I was studying in Sydney for a Bachelor of Commerce. So it was almost all these fun, integral parts of my being, that culminated into creating a brand that I believed in at the time. A lot of the surf brands that I saw out there had, I felt like it was missing an important factor. First, a lot of the time, those big brands are focused on male-dominated industry. And second, the environment was, not even on their top 10 priorities. So I really wanted to create something that was of substance and that could matter in the world. I believe strongly that there must be girls like me out there that want to surf, but they want to do it in a conscious way. So that's how it all came about. And I really wanted to create something that was designed for women, but that was also made not necessarily for fashion, that was made to be active and to spend time in the ocean. So it was almost like all my love for surfing and the fashion world, and it just, my childhood growing up in such a beautiful place and my love for the environment culminated in this idea of creating the brand. And I'm really lucky to have an amazing family. And so my mom, she's an amazing businesswoman.
She's incredible. She's like a pillar. She's like, I've got this. Let's do it this way. It's such a good combo.
Yeah, when I graduated from Sydney Uni, I was going to go and do my master's. And she said, like, hey, like, you're either going to take out a loan and do your master's, or you're going to take out a loan and create your brand. So if you want to do this, I'll be your business partner. And I was like,
oh, okay. I love that beautiful story. And that's the power, like you're a mother-daughter duo. It's so amazing. And women owned and operated, which is so cool.
Totally. And it's been so fun having this bond with her too, because obviously now living in California, it's we're so close already, but now it's fun because we get to work together, and working with your family is just, no matter what, your family. So even you have good days and bad days, but you're like, okay, we got to do this. And it's been really a beautiful, flourishing journey for the both of us.
Oh, it's so special. And even just to hear you talk about that, it really sings true to home. Like even me listening to you, I just am so enthralled in everything you're saying, because there's true authenticity behind the reasons why you do what you do. And also you had that kind of like 3 like pillar triangle where you had like, you were studying business and you were, developing that kind of aspect, you had the mindset of having the environmental impact, plus you actually have the technicality of going, okay, you're a surfer, you're in the ocean all the time, what does this need to look, feel, shape, kind of have that sense as well. And then being like, well, the ocean is the most important thing to me, I've grown up with it as a big part of my life, to then make that impact. So you're thinking of all different levels of functionality, which is just incredible.
It is, and I think that a lot of it comes from obviously the love of the ocean and improving, you know, the garments, but as well, like you're saying, it's truly how can we make something that's been done for many years better,
Yeah.
greener, and also like how do we give back? How do we improve this in a way where it can be sustained for the next years? And it truly comes from love for the ocean. And it's I know it sounds cliche when you don't surf or you're not around the beach as much as we
No,
are, but
can I just say, even listening, like the moment that I saw your product, I was instantly like, I want to start surfing. I want to be involved in this lifestyle. Like, you know,
because
it
it
brings
is
you.
more than just a sport for us, you know, it's our life. Like the ocean really is like so important to us, and preserving it, and it comes with a lifestyle that has many layers, but it's been so great to see the reception of our product into other people, because my story is unique in my own way, but a lot of people I think have the same draw to the ocean.
Yes.
And it's been great to be able to put that into a product. You know, sometimes it's not always easy to translate your feelings, but I think Abysse is really a combination of all of that, which is a beautiful product that's made with a green mind, made to be in the ocean or just, and you know, outside as well to do active lifestyle, but also like with the planet in mind, which is what our core DNA was, like fashion and function into one product.
Yes, and you do that so beautifully. And there truly isn't, I think, you know, in terms of that, like categories that you nail all those different offering points. And it's like you were saying before, how surfing is such a big part of your life. Like the moment that I met you, I was like, wow, I'm so inspired. I want to learn how to surf, and I want to, you know, I want to be in the wetsuits and like be a part of that life. And because I think you also look at you and you see your journey and you authentically like who you are through the ocean. And it's this huge part of our planet and Mother Nature that has such a big capacity and like who we are. And if we're 80% water, you know, then like having that kind of alignment there, you know, with the elements is so important and incredible. So I think to hear how you started is just, it's magic, because it's so authentic and it's a part of your family. And then to have, you know, your mom involved too, it's the coolest thing that you can do that and create together. But I think what's even more amazing is that the first time that I ever felt all of your product, the quality is something that is undeniable. That's something that you are so, you know, sure about, is that you make sure that that quality is irrefutable. It's premium, it's incredible. Plus you also do a lot of recycled and regenerated fabrics too, which is amazing.
Yes. I think my main goal in creating Abysse was, I think the beauty of it as a small business is I was able to not have to be on a budget and say, what can I do to make this product the best that I can?
Yeah.
And it's been really amazing. And especially in those last couple of years where sustainability has grown into the public eye, and with technology, we have now materials that, like you're saying, like that are recycled, regenerated from ocean waste, from plastic bottles. We have amazing neoprene. And so finding the right technologies to enhance what we're doing has been such a good story. And I think it might be my French background, but I've always been really insistent on really good quality.
Yes.
Because I truly believe that I'd rather pay something a little bit more and have it for a really long time.
Absolutely.
And I think that it's quality in something like a wetsuit or a bikini is so important. And I think that we are all looking for something that lasts. Fast fashion has come into our world and is just like, I think it's just like its own snowball of craziness. But I think people really are looking now more and more for something that can sustain. And for me, it started with truly like something I can sustain in the water.
Yes.
How can I surf for 2 hours in my wetsuit every day and not having to buy another one in 3 months? You know, because it's a sport. It's a high-end sport. So that was where it came from. And now I've been really adamant through all the other lines, like our activewear and our bikini, to still keep this ethos of quality and obviously using all amazing, sustainable, recycled, regenerated yarn. It's been so amazing to see how the world of fabric has been evolving, and it makes me really grateful to those people because they allow us to do what we do. But it's really cool to see how it can evolve and push the boundaries of fashion. And hopefully, you know, we, I think, are in a year where everyone is really looking at sustainability. And I think that even bigger fashion companies are really taking into consideration what they do, their value chain. And it's been really awesome for us because it's been our ethos since day one. And
yes, that's what I think is so special, is that you started the brand in that capacity, you know, and like what you were saying is that, you know, obviously naturally the world that we're in now, sustainability is becoming a huge focus, and that's incredible that we can have that space and start making a shift and consumers are conscious. But I think that that's like so important about Abysse, that you have been that way since the very beginning of the brand. You've never strayed from that ethos and having those materials, and you went out on that search to say, okay, what fabrications can I use that are cleaning up the oceans, utilizing post-consumer waste. You know, I know you use like Econol, Reprieve, and, you know, incredible regenerated fabrications, and, you know, you're actually making a difference to the, you know, carbon emission impact on the nylon industry. But you're also creating such an amazing space for women who, you know, surf, or, you know, even just to enjoy swimwear or activewear and have like a fully sustainable life, is that they have the ability to, you know, be able to buy into the Abysse world and something that is more conscious, that creates incredible, I think, community. I think like what I've seen from your, you know, all of the people that, you know, the women that are wearing Abysse, you have this beautiful community.
I really do. And I feel really grateful. And I feel like the people that love the brand they become almost ambassadors for the brand. They truly believe in it, and it really resonates with what they do in their own life. And it's been so amazing, like you're saying, that to find those technologies to be able to like recycle products, but also like we're all made in the US since day one, which is
so important.
A huge point in my heart, because I feel like, and there was, I'm not gonna lie, there was some times where I'm like, what am I doing? Is this the right decision? It is hard, you know, because obviously margins are not as great, but since day one, I decided this is how it was going to be, and I've never really veered from that. So I think in business, like trusting your gut and believing in your DNA and your ethos and knowing that it's going to pay in the long run is so crucial. And it's, I think that's what it comes from. A lot of our ambassadors, I think, really resonate with a brand. And it's been so beautiful because I started through the surfing world, and we've had so many amazing women diving that love the brand. And so it's cool. We created also this diving community that I didn't really know was gonna happen. And so it's just so beautiful how people really take a product and like associate with it in their own story, in their own right. And I think people really want substance nowadays. And to be able to, my biggest wish was creating the brand was to be able to give a product that is like as high end and sustainable at the same cost as another brand, like give the consumer a choice to choose sustainability. And I think that we've really achieved that throughout the line and throughout the years, and so it makes me really proud. And it's the best feeling.
I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you. You've never compromised. Like, you're a woman who has the, you know, the knowledge, you've got the business knowledge, you've got the functionality, you're so, you know, pro impact. And that's like, that's so, I think in a world where we're filled with greenwashing and whatnot, you have such a strong environmental and conscious impact behind every choice that you make. Like, even what you just said before, like to follow your gut and go, okay, cool, you could, you know, produce over here and get this kind of a margin, but that's not what's true to you. Being made in the USA is important to you as an individual, and then that relates to, you know, how the consumer experiences the product and just that feeling. And it's exactly what you said, is that I'm that customer as well, is that I want to know what I'm buying into and understand that I can, you know, have pieces that are functional, stand the test of time, but they're making an impact, and having that awareness and your quality is, and someone who obviously, like, you know, touches and feels things, that's my biggest thing. I'm always like about the quality and the touch and the hand feel, like your quality.
Like touching.
Literally, I'm like, oh, straight away, you know, and that's something that I think that your brand is just phenomenal, because that hand quality and hand feel and even the on body feel, it is so premium and luxurious, and you feel so empowered, so incredible. And I think that that's something that's so important for everyone to know out there, is that, you know, all these different, you know, BTS kind of spheres is what makes Abysse so special. And you have amazing, like what you were saying before about the divers, you have some marine biologists and all kinds of people that wear the wetsuit.
People, yeah, we have really amazing people that have created like this amazing community for Abysse. Like we have marine biologists, scientists, we have a lot of people in the diving world, surfing world, and it's truly a global community, which makes my heart so happy. Like we have people all over the world in all oceans. It's beautiful. And to touch on what you were saying too, like I think a really big thing for us at Abysse is quality, and also we work a lot on fit. You know, I want our products to fit good, because I want women to wear them like a second skin. I don't want the product to outshine the women. I want the women to feel good and feel like, oh, I'm putting this on and it's making me feel good. And you know, when you tell me like, oh, I'm gonna put my suit on, I'm gonna go, it's gonna motivate me to go work out.
And that's so,
so and that's truly like something that we try to really focus on. And it's really fun to see all those communities revolving around the brand. And for us, the scientific charitable aspect of Abysse has been really cool to grow.
That's
just
amazing.
to learn and just to support. I think like for me from the get-go, I really wanted to have a brand that was transparent with our product, but I also wanted to have charitable charities involved. And it's so cool too with all the scientists that are working with us. Like there are so many rad people like doing things for the environment, you know, like monitoring the Great Barrier Reef, or like working on coral conservation, or working on, you know, plastic pollution. And it's been such a strong love of mine, or interest of mine. And I'm so glad that the brand has attracted those people without me like being like, hey guys, and but they love it on their own, you know, because they can feel that. So it's been so cool.
It's so cool. And even to have those people that are a part of the Abysse community, like constantly sharing guidance on, you know, what's happening in the oceans, or, you know, to be able to learn is so cool. And I think I just want to say again, how amazing you are, that is the kind of people that you attract, because you are so authentic in what you do, who you are, your product is authentic. That's just a byproduct of that, and that people want to make a difference, you know, by wearing Abysse, and, you know, by then incorporating to life, which is just so.
And it's cool to see that the movement, I feel like in Australia or in California, we really are feeling it, and globally our people now are almost like they want to know.
Yes.
They want to know how and where and why. And it's been such an amazing feeling to be on that wave and on that tide of just sustainability and of people awakening. And because it's always been who we are, it's been super rewarding, because we haven't had to change anything but just be consistent with what we believe in, and creating the community around the brand. And also, like, I'm a firm believer of community doesn't mean exclusive. Like, I love that everyone else, like all other brands I see, are trying to take those steps forward too. So as a community, we're all growing towards something better,
which is so beautiful. And I think even just to hear that from you, it just shows your like humility, your grace, and actually that intention that it is for a greater cause, which I just think is just so special. I just love you so much. Just hearing you talk, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, could you be more of a divine human in everything that you do?
Sweetest.
It's just amazing. I just
in my pocket every day, like, you're good, you're fine, you're the sweetest.
You are truly amazing. And I just, even hearing you say this, it's so inspiring, because that's like what we're searching for in the world. So to hear that there are women like you out there that are so, you know, driven for that impact and creating community, and there's just such an inclusiveness. And it's like, you know, what you said about the brand, like there's just women of all walks of life, you know, shapes, everything, like they're all just suitable to Abysse. And because you are obviously a surfer and it's true and authentic to you, your wetsuits are the most amazing quality. Like, they're so functional and technical. Can you tell us like a bit about how you've gone on that journey to create those and where they're made from? So I think that's also very cool.
I love our neoprene range, because I started Abysse with just neoprene.
Yes.
So my first range was only neoprene based. And so oh, it's just special in my heart. But I've always wanted to create something through my years, like surfing as a younger woman. I think wetsuits were more made for men.
Yes.
Or I would have wetsuits that were not, there were women's wetsuits, but they were not cute. So I would just always cut my wetsuits and make them look cute. And so that's how it all started. But I've always wanted a Japanese neoprene for the range, because Japanese make the best neoprene in the world. And we found this really awesome eco neoprene that's made out of limestone instead of petrol, because most neoprene is made out of petrol, which is really rough for the environment. So it's been so, yes, and a lot of people are not aware of it. You know, like you can buy a wetsuit and then it is what it is, but it's actually petrol. So that's crazy.
Wow, isn't that
so
crazy? And you're surfing in the ocean, and like, whoa,
exactly.
that's crazy.
And it's like, you never really think about it, but yeah, it is. And so we found this amazing Japanese limestone-based neoprene, and it's just really awesome to find a product that is so high quality, that is environmental friendly, and on top of it it's warmer and it's stretchier than normal neoprene. I don't know, it feels so good when you put it on, and I'm the type of person, I get cold in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I really do. And so like with our amazing neoprene, that I really don't, it's warm and everything is custom made for us. And it's just been such a beautiful journey to start with a neoprene, because I think it truly defined us as a core brand. Like I didn't want to start just another bikini brand, and my true intention was to create something to be active in. And it's been a beautiful foundation for Abysse, and then everything else got derived from this core neoprene base with the intent of you know, activity in and out of the water, and this functionality of the product for women to really like, hey, I want to go kayak for 3 hours, I want to do it, and I don't want to come home with like a rash, you know, or anything, because they're technical products that you need to be comfortable in to be able to excel. So that was really the intention behind the line, and I think the neoprene is just beautiful.
So special. Oh, little Kenny. It's so special. And even the stitching too, like the contrast stitching that you have, like running down even your arms and the sides, and the beautiful like custom zips, and it's just incredible. And the color, like, mind you, the color palettes that you choose are very chic and so beautiful as well. So it's like, you know, you feel like
it's so fun. Someone told me not long ago, because our best seller is a silver wetsuit because it's so fun and so different. It's like, but one of our divers told me, like, I feel like a lure in the water because it's like super shiny. It's like, and so it's true. It's like, I really take all my inspiration from, you know, like the natural habitats around us. And like, that's why we have a lot of the earthy tones, or like the silver does look like a little tuna in the water. It's just beautiful.
Cute. It's so special. And it's like exactly what I was saying before, it makes you, even if you haven't been a surfer or, you know, be in that lifestyle, the moment that I felt the wetsuits, I was like, wow, I want to get out there and I want to enjoy this. And that's what I think, the intention of your product, it actually what makes you feel inspired, that you genuinely want to go and do it. Like, I can't wait to start. And even when I put on your activewear piece, I was like, oh my goodness, I've never felt more motivated in my life, because I just felt so empowered and so cool. And like, you know, it's just amazing. And that's like that 3-piece. You've got the swim, the, you know, the wetsuits and the activewear, which is true and authentic to your active lifestyle. And you told me that a lot of the activewear pieces you made when you were like, okay, you could like go on the beach and like, you know, go for a run and jump in the water too, which is so cool.
Because I really wanted pieces that were versatile, because I really, obviously, one, from a sustainability point of view, like if I can buy one thing and use it for different activities, I think that's amazing. And two, I think in our lifestyle, like even us with Ziggy, our dog, like we'd go like to the beach and for a walk, and then it's like, oh, I have to change, and if I want to go catch a wave. So it's been so fun to create pieces where you can go surf in the pants, but you can go to yoga, or you can go to Pilates, or you can go to a grocery store, you know, and all the materials are still like UV protective, made for the ocean. And so I think it gives flexibility and versatility to every product, and everyone can kind of interpret it in their own way for their own lifestyle. But I think that's why a lot of the pieces in the line, even some of the swim pieces you can use as activewear tops.
Yeah,
Some of the bodysuits you can use as surf suits. So I think it's a little bit how I view my wardrobe and my life. I think it's been a fun injection of versatility, but I think it really translates because everyone has their own lifestyle and everyone can be like, okay, I could use this for that or this for this. But it's been so cool creating the active line, and you just put it on, and if you're going for a run and then you want to at the end of your run dip in the ocean, you can totally do that without ruining your product. And so that's
so cool. And just like that functionality and the way that it feels on the body too. It's like, I thought that was so beautiful what you said before about a second skin. That was so special, because they really do feel that way. The way that even the beautiful suit that I have, like even just the paneling on like the bust area, the shelf bra, and then like, the stitching paneling, how it like secures the body, and you feel like you could just run like lightning, and then you could like, go through the ocean. It's so cool. Like, you feel so empowered. But then also what I love about it is that like, it's like when I sent you that little video, I'm like, oh my gosh, you can like put an amazing suit jacket and like, a cool teva or a block heel, and like, translate it to whatever you want.
It's pretty cute, that bodysuit. I must say. Fun.
It's actually my favorite piece.
And I think it's been really fun with the activewear too, because we're like, okay, like I really wanted to add all these shelf bras or make sure that if someone wanted to really be active, they could, but at the same time keeping that chic silhouette where, like you're saying, like you could go for a walk and then be like, oh, I'm gonna go have lunch somewhere and just not even have to change.
Yeah, which is just like, you nailed that so perfectly. It's so fun. Yeah, I love it. I can't wait. I'm actually going to like have to send that out to everyone, that suit, because it's just phenomenal. I'm like, everyone buy this if you want to feel amazing.
I know, it's like Catwoman slash ready to surf every time, but I love it. I think it's such a great definition of what we stand for. Like, and I think that's what I love also about working with my mom, is that I think I have a younger point of view, and just where we have different body types, which is something as well when you just have to think about. Like, I obviously don't have I have a flat chest, so, and she always is asking for like things that are, because she's more curvy, like that fits her. But that's why all our pieces, like I feel like I could wear it and my mom could wear it, so it's been fun to have mother duo energy, because we always agree on pieces, and for younger women, older women. So that's really cool. Kenyon's been
Kenyon. So cute. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, little smiles for me. Oh,
he loves it from here.
So cute. Oh, I miss you, Kenyon.
Oh my God, look, he has rainbows. Of course.
Oh, I love.
Oh, he's showing you his foot.
Little toes. You are so beautiful. So now everyone can see what we were talking about before, how ridiculous and special he is.
He's in like that.
He's so cute. He's like, no thanks, I want to stay here. I love his little rainbow suit so much.
See you guys, have fun.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Pat, for watching him while we do this.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much.
We're gonna go mobile, no worries. It sounds like fun though. We're stoked for you guys.
Oh, we're having the best time. This is actually like my most ideal morning ever.
Oh,
so
bye, love. Bye, Kenyon.
Yeah. See you soon.
Okay.
See you.
Oh my gosh, how can it be that beautiful?
Oh, of course he had his little rainbow outfit for you.
I can't believe that he had that on. That was just like perfection.
Oh my God, what a sweet nug. He was at the beach all day, so he's probably tired.
Exhausted. Well, we'll try and wrap it up so little Kenyon can have
he took him he was gonna go see his parents, I think.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, actually, because they wouldn't have seen Kenyon for quite a long time.
So small, and he's like, he's massive. I'm like, I know, he grew up, it's crazy, he grew up so much, but they're excited to see him always.
Oh my gosh, do you know what as well, I just want to say how proud of you I am that you're just this most amazing, tentative, beautiful mom, and like you also run a business, and you're also a wife, and you're also like such a prominent leader in your community about like environmental impact. Like, you are just an all-around amazing woman. Like, it's just phenomenal.
You're too sweet. No, I just, I feel like I'm surrounded by super amazing people, and it's so great. Like, even Pat, I'm so lucky, and he's such a good human, and just like easy, you know, when you're surrounded by really great people and taking, you know, there's hard days. Like, that's why everyone is like, you make motherhood look so easy. I'm like, that's so sweet. There's definitely days where I cry or it's hard. And I think it's good for people to know that, because I think nowadays with social media, it's easy to just show the good sides, you know, but it's also like so humbling, and it's great for women to be real with each other. And it's like, it's hard, but it's also so amazing. And I do really feel a lot of gratefulness for my life. But Pat always tells me, like, you know, you made the choices and you followed your dreams, and that's why you're probably so happy. And he feels the same way about his life. So I think we're really lucky.
Yeah. And you know what, that was actually one of the things that I did want to ask you to, like, exactly like what you just said, is that you have this gratitude. You're just so beautiful, like, literally. And I wrote this to you before, but every time I like see you, get an email from you, even if I get like a DM, it's just like your energy that comes through, like instantly I'm smiling. I've smiled this whole time we've been on the camera. Like, my cheeks are actually swollen. But it's just so beautiful. Like, what would you say is that, you know, keeps that vision for you in your life to kind of hold that positive space that you have, because it's so incredible?
I think I was taught, I think positivity is something that you're taught to, you know, it's something that is ingrained in us, but it's also something that I was taught. I feel like my dad is a very, very positive person. All my life, I've seen him every day wake up happy, going to work, coming back to work happy. You know, he's a really positive person, and my mom's just a go-getter. And he's just like, if you can dream it, you can do it. And she always really set really high standards or taught me to set high standards for myself. And so I think the combination of both, like, I always believed that I could achieve my dreams, you know, and I always wanted to reach further. And I also understood how privileged I was, because I know that it's really a privilege for me to have had all those amazing opportunities, and I never wanted to take it for granted. So I think, like, literally, like, waking up every day and being grateful, and it's, you know, you wake up and you're grateful to see the sunshine and just be in the ocean and just be surrounded by amazing people. And also, I think that I never wanted to settle for something that didn't feel right, or so I feel like it's a bit of all those mixed emotion and being surrounded by an amazing community and doing what I love. I think it's really easy for me to wake up and say, I don't really even feel like I'm working, because I'm working on things that I love. And I've always done that since a really young age, because I got to surf professionally and travel around the world and then model and then, you know, just create this beautiful brand. So it's been, I think I've made a lot of great choices in my life. And, you know, also I'm a type of person that if I commit to something, I commit for the good and the bad. And I think that also helps me being grounded and being secure in my decision. I'm a Libra, so I feel like a lot of you know, I'm quite airy, but I'm also, for some reason, I know what I want, and I'll just do it. And it might take 2 years, might take 10 years, but I think it's just, it gives me this peace of mind of knowing where I'm going and just trying to, like, enjoy the little moments. And now having Canyon, it's almost crazier, because I'm like, oh my God, time is going so fast. He used to snuggle me and be a little newborn, and now he's just out in the world already. And it makes me want to just soak it up even more.
Yeah, and enjoy that space. And that is just so incredible that, you know, I think that's the most beautiful thing about you, is that you have this mindset, but you're so grounded. So you're, you know, you're always present, but you still have that forward future thinking about your goals, and you know what that is. And I think that, like, even when I first met you, I'm like, wow, this woman, she really knows who she is. And that was so powerful, I think, and so inspiring, is that, you know, and I think, like, the things that you've talked about, like, you know, never straying from your gut and, like, certain decisions, or like business decisions too, like, which is just so.
And believe in yourself. You know, I think a lot of people, it is a hard world and a harsh world out there, but for me, I'm the type of person that the outside opinion doesn't really matter to me, and it's just who I am. And I feel like but my close circle, like, it really matters to me. But being able to believe in yourself and, like, surrounding yourself with people that are giving you that energy, like, I'm so grateful to you. And you know, like I feel like sometimes like we just met like a couple months ago, but I feel like we've known each other for a really long time. And I think like making those right relationships, and it's so important nowadays to have that security of the right people around you, because we all go forward together. And it's just been such a beautiful journey, I think, through as we age. I don't know if you feel that way, but for me, I've always known and been pretty sure of who I was and who I wanted to be, because I think it's like it's a journey. But it's been so rewarding, I think, as you grow older, like the trivial things matter even less, and it's just like you like it or you don't. But I think it's just it's just you float through life and you're like, yeah, this is my journey.
Yeah, and you learn so much. I think that's so special. Like what you said is that you do, as you kind of age, and you learn what's important, and you know what really matters, and you know what things are true to you, and you know staying true to who you are and following your gut is like the most important thing that you can do, because it just kind of really cements who you are as an individual. And having that outlook on life too. I mean, like, wow, we are so blessed to be here. We're so blessed to have life. We're so blessed to create and do all these cool things. And like, I think that that's just amazing. So
we are.
Yeah, we really are. And what would you say in that space about, you know, you're talking about learning about yourself. Is there something you feel like has been a really big learning point throughout having Abysse and, you know, your business? What have you learned the most, or been your biggest lesson?
Like I said before, I think believing in your gut, I think, was really important for us, because, you know, it's really, and also to not compare yourself. I think it comes from life and as a brand, because I think it's really easy to see other people do really well, or other brands do their own, you know, like everyone, and also everyone level of wellness is dictated only by themselves. So it, you know, it's always like, I think comparison is just silly. And for us, like, I think really believing in what we created was really, really the biggest lesson. And also like going forward, but also being reactive, because I am the type of person that like I have my ethos and I want to do what I do, but sometimes things don't work out, and you have to also be able to adapt and change and move on, you know. So it's a mixture of both. And I think the beauty of it all is to be able to also find the right people to work with you, and be able to delegate and be like, okay, this is your role now, and not trying to control everything. It's just like little lessons throughout the business have been really amazing, because Patrick and I were saying the other day, it's beautiful how you can create something and put it out in the world. And now, you know, and now it's like, I feel like it was my original values, but now Abysse is like also changing my own values of a personal life. So it's beautiful to be able to reflect and be strong in what we do, but at the same time adapting to an ever changing market, which is not easy, but it's I think that's been the biggest lesson for us.
That's incredible. And I feel like this year, adaptability is one of like the biggest words, isn't it? Like
totally
adapting constantly. And I think you've done that so beautifully, and it's been very organic and natural for you. And I absolutely can't wait to see where you adapt and grow over time. And because you really think about your customer and the lifestyle, and like, you know, how you want to grow with them. And I'm so excited to see where this brand grows and what you do behind it, because you're very inspiring, and I can just see this being such a huge, you know, lifestyle brand that really incorporates people, which I think is really beautiful and special. So very exciting times ahead, that's for sure. And is there like a key goal that you have, or that you're looking forward to within Abysse at the moment? I know you've got a few cool things on the horizon.
I do have a few cool things on the horizon. I think a key goal for us would always be, you know, as you know, like I really want to be able to give back and to really make a difference, because I think it's obviously, as we touched on it a little bit before, but in a rise of sustainability, I think greenwashing or you know, like doing what we do is amazing, but I think giving back and truly making a difference in a substantial way is really where my heart is. And because I feel like whatever is given to me, I want to give back to, you know, it's like a synergistic energy. And I think as we both believe that then it continuously grow, and the more people we can reach, the more people we can help, or we can help the ocean. So that's a really huge goal of mine, to really keep pushing forward in that direction, and taking actions that matter, and being associated with people that make a big change. And so that's been one of our key main drives for Abysse, and keep refining the line. And I'm really, like we touched on before, like I'm really a firm believer on feedback from our customers. And it's been cool, like to see like, oh, like we have a lot of people that write to us, they're like, oh, we'd love this, I would love that. So keeping spending through, it's only me anymore that designs. It's like, oh, they have their entity and they know what they want. And so keeping like refining what the brand is and expanding the lines like slowly, because I'm a firm believer on slow growth is
key.
is key to what we do. But and always, I think we can always be better at just refining your value chain and making it as seamless as possible. But there's always
I love that so much. I love that so much. And what you just said about talking about sustainability, that give back, I think that's so important, that not only are you creating a brand that is, has an environmental impact in terms of fabrication and ethos and intention and all the other elements, but you are also giving back, so that you're generating from that space to give back and make a difference. And I can't wait to see what Abysse will do in that space, and work with some amazing partners that can actually do that and that you can support. And then on the other end, like all of these people who are a part of the Abysse community, they're then inherently doing that too, which is like the coolest thing, is that you're building this space for everyone to do better and constantly grow, which is just like, incredible.
Yeah, I truly believe that through the community we can reach further. And it's been so cool just seeing how people react to the brand and where it's taken us, and also like being able to now, I think as a small business, we have the ability to be sustainable and also not be confined.
Yes,
and it's
definitely.
so great to be able to have the creativity and now the resources to be able to put in place some things like giving back. And just, I think it's a beautiful time in the world. It's a scary time in the world. And I think everyone needs greatness. Even here in America, it's been just, you wake up to the news and sometimes it's a shock. And I think it's up to us to make a difference. It's up to people like myself, that I have had the opportunities and the privilege, and now the amazing lifestyle that I have. And it's up to me to say like, hey, I want to be a conscious manufacturer, and that's my choice, and I want to take back power. I want to be able to give back. And so I think it's really inspiring to be in that mindset, because we're not in it for anything that is trivial. It's a long-term trend that we want to be able to support and grow with an industry and also with the environment. So it's inspiring.
Just phenomenal. Like, that's so inspiring. And it's so exciting to me to hear this and be a part of that space. Is it's the coolest thing to know that there's all these amazing people in your world that are doing that. And I have a really funny question for you, which is something I've been asking people. If your life was a movie, what would your title be?
Oh, I think it would be Endless Summer. Seriously. I'm the type of person where exactly we were in Australia, perfect summer. We're like, oh, let's go back to California. It's summer. And then as soon as it gets cold here, I'm like, oh, where can we go next? That would be a good title for my life, because I love summer. I love being by the beach. I can't stay in the cold for too long. I just get in. It's just I like the warm sunny days. But yeah, Pat and I always laugh. We're chasing the endless summer. We're always on the move, but we love it. We love traveling.
I love that. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And would you mind, my love, giving some advice to anyone listening right now, wherever they are in their life? Is there any piece of advice from you in your heart that you would give people?
Yes, of course. That's so sweet. I feel like sometimes, when it's yourself, you're like, oh, I don't know if people would take advice from me, but that's so sweet, because, anyways, I feel like I think the best advice that I could ever give is truly love yourself first, because that's what something my mom told me a long time ago, and she taught me that. And because I think truly, if you're able to love yourself fully and accept yourself for who you are and your dreams, and not have any limitations on what you want to do, what you can do. And it's hard, it's hard in our society to be like totally like open to that. And I think loving yourself first is so important, because then you're able to give that love back, and then not, like trying to find it in other ways. And she always told me, my mom always told me, oh, if you love yourself first, then you'll always be able to give love. And I think in this society, nowadays, like, I have so much advice for many things, but I think the root of it all is like your own happiness, and then you can really fulfill your dreams. Or even if your dream is just to, like work in a coffee shop, that's beautiful. Like, everyone has their own intention, everyone has their own love. Like, there's no need to have, like comparative dreams. But
I hear that totally. I think that's really special. And it's like, we each have that space and that importance in that journey. Is that, and I feel like what you just said was like, oh, so beautiful, because you're so right that at the root of everything, if we are who we are, we make great in the world, and we come together, and there's a lot of love. And no matter who you are responsible for how you treat the next person, or how you affect someone's day, or like, if you're like, in service, you're giving service, and that's energy. Or if you like have a brand, or you're creating with energy. Or, even if you're talking to someone on the phone, like how they experience you will also help them with their day. And you're so right. I think that's so cool if you love yourself.
A lot of things in life, right? I always come like to the realization that, like you're saying, like you can talk to someone on the phone, and although you're really upset because they lost your order, like even if you're nice, that's going to make their day. And it's the little things in life that I feel like in this world, especially in this society with everything that's going on, the root of it to me is a lot of hatred and a lot of fear, a lot of greed. And that comes from a lot of, like really, probably to me, it's like not love. And I think as if we're able to all, love ourselves, or at least try, and then just be kind. Kindness is so important nowadays. And like for me, like seeing Canyon and trying to guide him through life and teach him, and it's going to be such a beautiful journey, because I'm sure no one is a perfect mother, and I won't be one, but I'll try my best, I think, as all parents do. And I think that, like I think being aware that everyone struggles, but also everyone has their own journey. Like, you don't know what your neighbor is going through, and they might be going through something tough, but I think as a community, loving yourself, then being able to help others. And I feel I'm totally not a person, I'm a competitive person, but I'm not a person that doesn't, I don't know, I feel like it's a fine line. I want everyone to do better,
to race together.
And so it's just collectively, I think all the energy in the world, especially through this pandemic time, like we can see the silver lining. And I think you have been doing amazing with that, and just like adapting and going forward and finding the good energy and creativity, and like starting from a new slab, or starting from what we really want to do. Like it's been such a weird time, but as well, like great time to be able to say, like, this is what my heart wants. And I think like following that intuition is so great. And at the same time, like doing it kindly, like, and I think loving yourself also means like loving your surroundings, like being aware of your environment, being aware of nature, of what it gives us. And like a lot of people usually tell me like, oh, but I can't change like climate change. It's like, but that's not the point. It's just little things that you do can go a long way. You just have to start somewhere.
It's so true, isn't it? I think one of the best, I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like someone said that it was a small group of individuals that changed the world. And it's like, it's so true. It's like what you're saying. It's like it's that small, just that inch, and stepping closer, and what that is, and then that on flows onto something else. And I think you're so right that comes from loving yourself, because if you're truly happy within yourself, is that you're striving for something great for not only yourself but other people, and it comes from that beautiful, authentic place. So thank you so much for sharing that amazing advice. I feel very inspired to go and begin my day now. It's so beautiful. I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of this today and sharing your beautiful, beautiful self, and also all of your knowledge, you know, around, you know, Mother Earth and the environment and everything that you're doing. And I think I really hope that anyone who's listening to this just learns a little bit more about who you are as a person, which is why I personally love you beyond measure, and also about this incredible brand that you've created that, you know, you're encouraging people to be a part of. So thank you so much for being who you are and doing what you do, because it's making an impact.
Oh, well, it means the world to me. You know, like, I feel like I'm the type of person where if I can at least make an impact on one person's life, I would be truly honored. So it just means a lot to me to just be here and share with you and all whoever's listening, and just, you know, like, share your vision of the world, and we will make this world a better world. I believe that, especially for our kids. And I think that creating Abysse has been such a beautiful journey for me, and I'm so grateful to be able to do something that I love, and to have people like you and many others like love it as much as I do. It makes my day just so great. And to see, like, sometimes I'll be in the surf and I'll see someone like wearing a piece of,
that must be so amazing.
oh my God, my heart still you know, it's still like, oh my God, like, that's wild, that's so cool. Like, that never goes away. And I think it's because I truly love what I do, and I think I have an amazing team, and I think our products really speak for themselves, and it just feels right. So
it's so right. You're the best. Thank you so much for everything. And we'll link everything, link Abysse in link below as well. So we can't wait for everyone to explore and enjoy your brand. And thank you so much for your time today, my love. You're incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. Have the best of the day.
You're literally the best. Bye.